Good evening, friends, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming tonight. We've had some great input and knowledge, experience from one and all tonight. It's been fantastic. And I'd like to say so my apologies for being late tonight. This past weekend, I spent a few days in Lismore, which, if any one of you know, is up near Byron Bay. It's my hometown. And I was there, I caught the train Friday morning, which is a 12-hour journey trip, which you can never tell. It's like synchronization or synchronicity. When you're thinking about something personally, and perception, whether it's perception, the perceptions that we have about ourselves, or how our world is working, and whether we're at cause or effect. And one of the things which really continues to come up for me is the fact that what I'm thinking, I will attract. For example, I'm on the train heading up to Lismore, and as all of my trips and travels have told me, I'm bound to meet people from all walks of life, and it's fantastic. I love traveling. However, saying that, I'm yet to travel overseas, and that's something which I've always wanted to do. Ever since I was about 10 years of age, I've always wanted to travel. Whether it was the United States, England, Europe itself, Russia. I really feel as though I was born in the wrong country. I love Australia, I love the koala bears, I love the cricket, the Allen Water cricket bat. It's all good, you know, throw your shrimp on the barbie with the Paul Hogan and everything. Awesome, fantastic. But having said that, I also feel as though the United States of America was a place where I should have and could have been born, maybe impersonated as Elvis Presley. Yes. But I was on the train, and this certain gentleman boarded the train, I believe, just after Strathfield, and he was coming on the train with two of his sons. So I was immediately the first thing that I noticed, and it's funny because this works generally all the time. Whenever I'm in certain circumstances, I have a feeling about a particular person. Yeah, this person, there's something about this particular person. While we're going to share, about to share this whole journey together, and spending the following 5, 10, 15, 20s, maybe the rest of our lives together. It's a feeling that I have. Whenever I meet someone, I have this very strong, uncanny feeling about this particular person. I could say the same thing about John. When I first met John, I met him at a seminar, and I felt there was something about this guy I've always known. Like, I've known this guy, but I didn't really know him. And it happened with this particular gentleman. He came on the train with his two sons. We were introduced, we got talking about what he does as far as charting boats out in the sea from around the Papua New Guinean Islands and around the Western Australian coast. This is what he does for business, is he charters boats. And one conversation led to another, until finally he began speaking about his brother. His brother's around about 56 years of age. He's around 50, and it's so sad because I've seen it, and I'm sure you would have seen it at particular moments in your own life, where this particular person has a brother or sister, a parent who is struggling through some kind of issue, whether it's drug addiction, whether it's gambling, maybe has gone through a recent divorce, and is really struggling. And this is what happened with this particular person I met on the train. His brother is 56 years of age, and yet he's been experiencing bad choices throughout his life. And this friend, his brother who I was speaking with, he was so lost without answers, without real clear solutions, because he's tried. He's tried to help his brother in certain situations with his family as they sat around the table and they shared different ideas and different situations or scenarios or such strategies that they could use to help their brother, to help their son, to overcome whatever it was that drove him to the drink, to the alcohol. And like so many other conversations that I've had with other people since discovering personal development, these people seem to appear out of nowhere, seeking for refuge, seeking for solutions, seeking for answers, a light to guide and show the way. So here he is, this gentleman, and it just happens to be that I have fortunately come across this personal development knowledge and experience which is able to create the kind of changes which his brother is in need. And I was able to share a wonderful conversation with him, with this brother. And then I was fortunate enough to leave him a landmark form invitation. Now, I had no idea whether he was going to do anything with that invitation or not. But the fact remains, he now has an opportunity because he's never come across anything quite like what we have fortunately discovered through personal development. Now, Friday evening, I arrived in Lismore, and I hadn't seen my mother for 6 months, since January. My mother and I have one of those relationships which we love to hate. I love my mother. But it seems to me as though she's earmarked me for a particular role, as a particular person, a stereotypical, this is my son and he will never change. And so when I was with her, and all I've ever wanted was her validation, her support, for her to hear my heart and to love me for me. And yet, it tears my heart in two because she finds it so difficult to see that I am a different person. That I'm no longer the person that she saw as a drug user, as an abuser, as somebody who was lost and isolated, alone. I wish so much that I could use and share my knowledge and experience with her. Unfortunately with her, she doesn't want to understand. She feels as though there's no need for her to understand because she knows me through and through. And I said to her, I I've been living in Sydney for the past 8 years, rediscovering who I am, re-establishing my life, working. I feel as though she doesn't understand that I have no family here. I have no real support here. And I've had to work it out, the social skills of life by myself. Thankfully, I can now empathise with others who are lost, those who need inspiration, motivation, those who need a heart and an ear so they can be present, so they can feel as though somebody else is with them, so they can understand, know that somebody else cares. My mother forced me out of the house. And this happened when I was 16 years of age. Which led me onto the streets and the bad choices I made as a teenager. Taking drugs, drinking, and having no hope in life. And it's happened again. And it breaks my heart that she's not here to share this journey with me. But I'm here. I'm here today because I have the inner strength. I'm here today because I am in the light. And because of so many other people who are out there who are suffering. Today I make a choice to be with you guys because you know what it's like to embrace life with passion. I shared with my mother that I would never speak with her again. And as I walked out, I had this sudden feeling of loss. And can I really be sure that the decisions I'm making for myself are right, are correct? But each time I reflect on my life, I see how far I've come, and I know that this is not a waste of time, that my energies and the decisions I've made up until this moment are for a greater purpose. And I can make a change, and I stand for change and represent change. And that's what we're here for. Not for selfish gain, but we're here for each other so we can create change in a better world, in a better future. Thank you.
Wow.